Welcome to our first video on American Butterfly. We are going to skip straight to the end. There are 4 American Butterfly books. Right at the end of the 4th, we see Experience Africa on the right, which is written as it was going to be a loss leader for the company. Now we're making it into a vehicle that we hope will raise $1 million for conservation in its first year of operation. It was originally created around this Virgin business plan in March 2011. What we did that was different was this: give half back. Kind of like Pay It Forward with Kevin Spacey. It's very simple. Half of all the money that was going to be made in profit was going to go to the betterment of mankind. And we took a lot of influence from the Bill Gates Foundation in the way that they do not give to charity. They rather make a vehicle that does the greater good. Okay, let's have a look at give half back. Originally, the principle was 50% that was going to be made from the Virgin deal was basically going to be mine. That would have been my equity. Of that, I was going to give it all away. Now, after 4 books on how to better use that 50%, it's become a vehicle to business success. And we'll see how, in this video, Experience Africa has become a much more successful company by giving more than half of its money away than it would if it was just another new tour operator, even if it did look rather snazzy. Okay, we are creating ExperienceAfrica.com. We are creating African Safari Awards and Top10Safari.com. There is another awards company, SafariAwards.com, and we'll be sharing with you how there's a little breakdown in the voting process there that has led to the top 9 safaris, in most people's opinion, not being included. And as such, it's right that it leaves the space open for a more legitimate awards company. Okay, this is how it works technically. Safaris offer commission from 10 to 40% to Experience Africa. They already do this. The average is 25%. Of what we're going to do in future is, of that 25%, 10% is going to go to development and marketing. 5% specifically promote the brand on our network, i.e., if we make a booking with Singita, 5% of that booking is going to be spent on marketing Singita within our network. The other 5% will be for development of American Butterfly projects, in this case Experience Africa, from creating plugins to show availability to making the American Butterfly website, for instance. This leaves us a lot to give away. This means every booking we make, we can give 10 to 30% away to conservation. It's even possible that due to the structure of this website, some of the safari owners might say, hey, you know what, I'm going to give 40%. I'll give you 10% to make the vehicle to make more money for us all. We're going to give 40% to conservation. Might happen. What we want to do differently is Experience Africa wishes the safaris to deal with payments. This doesn't normally happen. Normally the tour operator deals with the payments and just pays the safari. This does give an extra layer of admin to the safaris, but not too much. We will have 24/7 a live chat made from VA, virtual assistants who are content writers who will know the safaris well. They will have researched and written about these safaris so many times. When it comes to talking to a client about them, they're going to know them better than most tour operators, a lot better. Tour operators are not paid to research safaris. These girls and boys are. Clients that come to our sites, the Experience Africa, the Safari, African Safari Awards, or Top 10 Safari, or probably another 100 sites that we're going to make, lot for the individual safaris. Clients that come to our sites are going to have the option to book directly with the safari. They can click a button, go straight to the safari. The safari will know it's from us, and know to give the percentages to conservation, or they can talk directly with the live chat team, who will eventually lead them to the safari. Or maybe in time that doesn't work, and we'll need to have a dedicated administration booking system and team. I don't know. This is only for complex, non-complex trips, a maximum of 3 legs. When you get more, that would be like, you go to a safari for 4 days, you go to a beach, Zanzibar, maybe, beach resort for about 4 days, and then maybe you sort of come and spend about six days in Cape Town. That's a simple enough booking for someone to make on their own. When it comes to more complex trips, where each day there's another activity going on, that needs to be done by a dedicated tour operator who knows their business. We have already spoken to Rhino Africa, who were our first choice for this, and we've got to deal with them to give pretty much about 50% of the profit of the booking back to us, and of which we will half of that will go towards marketing and development. The other half will go to conservation. And we'll be contacting Go to Africa and some others who you'll see later when we look at the nominees. Right, let's have a look at the genuine top 10 safaris. Okay, why is this the most genuine? Because this is the popular vote. You can't argue with the popular. You can't argue that Google's #1. Okay, this isn't what you're going to see if you go to Google and type in safaris. You see none of these names here. You can go 5 or 6 pages without seeing one single one of these names here. But these are the most popular safaris for people searching on Google. 6,600 people a month search for Singita. 5,400 people a month search for Londolozi, Sabi Sabi, and Shamwari. It's a tied vote. What makes the difference here is the amount people advertise for, which we see as a sign of quality to a degree. So that becomes the swing vote, as it were. Okay, of these safaris, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were in my top 10, and in researching, the other ones well worth being there. I just didn't know them before. We spent a long time, a lot of money working out what was our top 10. Experience Africa was always going to be a top 10 website. We teamed up with Carrie Hampton in 2009, and I spent a lot of time working with her. Carrie Hampton has been on 200 safaris. It's quite possible no one has been on more safaris than Carrie. And she's written books on it, and she's going to be the content writer for the Experience Africa magazine. If we have a look at her top 10, Singita's there, Royal Malawan's there, Lion Sands is there, Ulu Saba's there, Londolozi is there. That's independent. This is just her choice. There was we don't have any deals with them, so we're not basing it on the commission that we get. That's just our genuine top 10, and it's in line with the Google popular vote. We can have a look here at number 11 to number 20, and let's just have a look at these ones here with a star on them. This star indicates that they were in the one of 57 top safari places on the Africa Safari Awards. And we noticed that none of the top 9 even made their top 57. So if you've got 57 places, and inside of those 57 places, not one single one of the top 9 most popular safaris is there, you've got a problem. How much will we generate for conservation in 2016? Now, this is actually how much will we generate after we start in 2016 for a 12-month process. And we're looking at this figure here. We want to make $1 million. Okay, and in doing so, we want to make $334,000 for marketing and development, which by doing that spend makes more money. So conservation gets more. That's why we're going to make our target. As long as we get a good set of judges and a good set of nominees, this is pretty doable. Okay, let's have a look at the details. Singita costs $1,250 a night. If you stay there for 4 guests, 3 nights, $15,000. Safari, another safari, the villa or hotel is likely going to cost you the same again. commission rate average 25%. 10% goes to American Butterfly Experience Africa marketing and development, of which $1,500 is spent specifically on marketing Singita within our network. Blogs, magazine contributions. Okay, let's have a look at what conservation gets. Conservation gets 15% here because there's a 25% commission rate, 10% goes to development and marketing. That leaves 15%. Sometimes that's going to be not 15%, it's going to be 30%. Okay, so that generates $4,500 from this booking. If we make 223 such contributions, we hit our million target. And over 12 months, that's 19 a month. Quick mention of the magazine. We did our first magazine with Cape Villas in 2008, and in 2009 we distributed 22,000 copies with Condé Nast. It made one single booking that paid for half of all the costs. It also got Bulgari jewelers ringing us up saying, we didn't know you had such luxuries in Africa, wanting to be involved in the next part of the magazine. And we're going to work on that principle. The next magazine we do will probably be for the top 10, and in each safari we want a fashion brand to do a shoot. So we'll have Chanel at Singita, and it'll be beautiful. We'll also have lots of good editorial as well. It'll be thoroughly researched and one of the best magazines in travel to get distribution, potentially 200,000. Condé Nast Traveller UK and USA, and there's a number of other options as well. All depends how much money we have to spend on distribution. The more we have, the more we will distribute. Desired first phase judges, nominees panel. We see Carrie Hampton there, 200 safaris, GSC, Luke Bales, owner of Singita, David Ryan, owner of Rhino Africa, Joanne Dixon, CEO of Go to Africa, Robert Moore, the owner of Lion Sands, Wilderness Safaris, and beyond, representatives from Condé Nast, The Lonely Planet, and National Geographic. Or we have these people are equally worthy. Abercrombie and Kent, Liz Biden. You can read the names here. Where these results are going to show is on AfricanSafariAwards.com. African Safari Awards is going to show the top 10 of this panel. Okay, but that top 10 of this panel becomes the starting place for the real vote, the one that we hope is going to get the publicity, that makes more people come to us, that makes the contributions to safari to conservation possible. Here we're looking for 10 people. I'm going to have a vote because it brands me, and that's going to be good for the project. We're looking for Tony Fitzjohn, who is an OBE winning conservationist, and then we're looking for some famous families, some known businessmen, and some celebrities. They're going to be shown the top 10 safari awards. Sorry, the African Safari Awards vote, but then they're also going to see the amount each safari is offering to conservation. So their vote is going to be slightly swayed, or a lot swayed, or completely swayed by maybe Sir Richard Branson's lodge gives 35% to conservation and other lodges only give 15%. I'm not going to tell anyone how to vote. I'm just going to provide the mechanism. These results will be shown on top10safari.com and on the front of Experience Africa, and probably a lot of other sites as well. And of course, there'll be the ones that we show in the magazine. Okay, let's have a brief chat about safariawards.com. Why we feel justified in bringing out a rival to them, another opinion, so there's not just one. Here it is. Okay, started with good intentions, but has become a victim to its own voting system. This is why none of the top 9 Google most popular safaris and most of the tour operators' most popular safaris are not featured. Why is this? Let's have a look at what they say about the voting mechanism. Here it is. This is purely by numbers. You need to get enough support from past guests. They ask safaris to ask their past guests to vote for them. And there's nothing to stop those safaris asking all their staff to go to every single person on their social networks and say, please vote for this. Please vote for my company in this. There's nothing to stop that. The big companies can't do that because if they had a disgruntled staff member who left, they might go, yeah, you know, Sangeeta tried to rally the vote. They asked me to, yeah, there's no way the big guys are going to get involved in that, but the little guys, they've got nothing to lose. Their venues are not press worthy anyway. Any press is good press. In addition, this voting system might have worked at the beginning. Now what's happened is, of the 57 results that you see, not one of the top 9 are in it. So not one of the top 9 are going to want any of their guests to see those results, because they might get as confused as I got when I first saw it. When I first saw it, I thought my top 10 list was wrong, Carrie's list was wrong, we didn't know what we were talking about, and I gave up Experience Africa because of them for 6 months, until I actually drilled down and realised they're not the top safaris, they're the top safaris who have voted for themselves. Okay. One good thing, within the personal contribution to wildlife category, I found this chap, Tony Fitzjohn, who seems a perfect candidate to advise on where the conservation money should be spent within either the Bill Gates Foundation or the Nelson Mandela Foundation. I really want one of those two to house the project. Once we have the foundations set up, it's time to approach the safaris, ask them if they would mind dealing with the payments and asking them for how much they are willing to give to conservation. We're going to start with Lusaba because we already have a 30% STO agreement with them, which means we can already give 20%. That's give 2/3 back. And equally because, you know, it's Sir Richard Branson's lodge, it's a beautiful looking lodge, and you know, we'd like Richard Branson as one of the you know, celebrity judges. Next on our list to talk to will be Sangeeta, because they're the world leaders. They're not one safari, they are about 10 different safaris in different countries, and for many, many years Condé Nast voted them not in the top 10 safaris in the world, as in the top 10 places to go in the world. Okay, there we go. That's the first plan for Experience Africa, part of American Butterfly, and really hoping it goes well over the next few weeks. We'll be putting up the sites and seeing what people think. Thank you.